I'm a very impatient person, and that didn't age well for me. And I said all that to say that there are a lot of people out here who they're always rushing, they're always impatient, they never take their time, they're always intense. And coming from another person that's convicted of dealing with being that same way, just always rushing, never slowing down, take it from me. You don't get back first impressions. You don't get back the moments that you ruined by just being intense and your whole vibe just being so much that it's hard to take. And a lot of people, they go through that. Everybody knows somebody like that. I think it's important that we continue to be mindful and pray for people in the same grace that we would like to have and that God gives us each and every day. We try to extend that to people. Because deep down, it's a sign of where you're hurting. Your mind is so on the go all the time. You're so getting everything done. You're not even stopping to feel what you've got going on. You're just like intense and all over the place. Lived that for years. And I've lived long enough to know I'm not the only one. So for some people, like, why is she saying this? There's some people that if you stop to listen long enough and you feel a conviction and that you'd understand and you get it. So I just wanted to tell someone today that can identify with this message to be mindful of what you bring to the table. Be mindful of your energy. Be mindful and take your time. Don't be impatient and don't rush. And you can apply that to every area of your life. It's time for us to actually live and breathe and be thankful for the days that we have left instead of just going through the motions and getting things done. And once we stop and take out times for ourselves, we wouldn't be giving so much venom to the world, because sometimes you can't even see it. For some of us, it's a coping mechanism, it's a defense mechanism, it's how they deal with life. But take it from me, slow down. Don't rush, and don't be impatient. That's all I want to say this today. But goofy or not, weird or not, stupid or not, or why are you telling us this? There's a lot of people out here, they're going through the motions and they're struggling. And it's showing up in different ways. And I also think that it's important to be mindful to give people the grace that you would want, that God gives you. We're easily to get frustrated. We're easily to be annoyed, but we don't really have a compassion. And we live in a cutthroat world where you have to use discernment. You have to know when and where and what and how, and you have to be very cautious. But sometimes just have grace. And if you get to where you're feeling yourself rushing all the time and going through the motions, slow down. Because if you have children, they see it. And it's definitely reflecting when you go out into the community. I have to tell myself about my facial expressions all the time. It's horrible. Horrid. Who is horrid? But I thank God that I recognize it. Therefore, I can't be embarrassed about it anymore. I can just make a decision to do better. Especially if you're going to sit in front of a camera and tell people about it. You've got to be mindful of how you purport yourself. And you see how I get off topic and I just keep going and going and going. But bottom line today, if you are an impatient person, or if you are intense, if you're rushing all the time, slow down. When you stop and think about it, you're like, yeah, she right. I do be rushing. I know some people can't stand me alone off how I drive. I don't even, I just rushing up down the road. Foolishness. You know what? I apologize. I'm just going to apologize to anybody like, yeah, I sing and you make me sick. I apologize for my driving. Please. Out of control. But I'm thankful that I sit here today and I can be candid about myself. You can't be embarrassed about something that you grow from. So, the best thing that when we learn something, we drop a little gem and a nugget on somebody else. But laying all jokes aside, be mindful of how you're moving out here. It's important to what you're doing to yourself, the people around you, your children. People see that. I can't take it back, but I thank God for grace because I woke up today knowing that you've put it in the atmosphere now. Be positive. Slow down. Don't be impatient. And I know a lot of people can understand where I'm coming from too, because I'm telling you, we be on the go between trying to get through work, get the children straightened out, get your household straightened out, get back and forth to church, got to get here, got to go see about them. You know, it's just something all the time. But I'm here to tell you today, you ain't the only one that been cutting the food. But I have to be real and say, it's time out for me. It's time out for whoever you are. If there's something that you're struggling with and that you're going through, and it's just causing you to just be so intense and you don't even realize the energy that you bring into a room, and some people don't even know how to take you, trust me, you don't want to go through what some of us go through, because some of us, we cannot take it back. Some people are always and forever see the same person. So if you can learn anything from what I said today, slow down. Please. Happy Tuesday, folks.